And of course,
I'll take this one.
Okay, do it.
I'll take this one because I know you're gonna be excited for the other one. Bottom left-hand corner, data C. It is our blue Terran blue Protoss player from Alpha X. This is Zoun.
In the upper left. In the purple. He's representing Kites of Gaming. He won a world championship once, I guess. He's a Zerg player.
Oh my god.
It's Reynor.
Oh, this is like that had the same energy as like when you were young, you told your parents one time that you liked a thing, and then that's all they focus on. And now that your parents have completely obsessed on it for you, you don't want to do it anymore. It's like, but you said you like riding bikes. Don't you want to go ride your bikes with your friend? And you're out there like, I guess I'll do it. My mom made me be here.
Imagine having friends that you can go do things with growing up. I wouldn't know, but I'm glad you had that experience, Rushi. I'm sure it was extremely formative.
Oh, well, you can see it did a lot for me.
Oh yeah, you know, you're much more well-adjusted than I am.
I don't know if well-adjusted and Rushi have ever gone in the same sentence before in a positive way.
Hey, key thing here, than I am. It's a low bar, Rushi.
All right, fair enough. I was able to lift my foot up off the floor and cross.
There we go.
I feel good about that.
I'm not even sure you had to lift your foot up the floor, honestly. I think that bar is like in the floor. It's got to slide.
I just drag my foot across.
In all honesty, I was going much more for the sad donkey that bears the same color as Reynor, you know, but for a solid. I mean, it makes sense, you know. Eeyore's purple, Raynor's purple. It works out. Wait, can I say that? Is Disney going to like issue takedown requests on this video?
Well, I think now that you've made the connection, it's possible, but I think you're probably fine.
Okay, good.
It's okay. We'll have Snoopy delete that part of the audio if we need to.
Excellent.
He'll take care of it for us. Stargate opener. Okay. Now, is it going to be a Zoun that leans into a Void Ray opener, or are we going to see an Oracle first? I think Zoun is pretty comfortable opening into Oracles. I think he likes to get 3 typically.
Yeah, I think we're going to probably avoid the Void Ray opener. In general, that's just the meta has moved pretty far away from that one. It is max packs and it is classic. It kind of still seem to do that for the most part. Maybe Zhan a little bit. But they're kind of very specific openers, whereas this Oracle idea is the Adept Finest way. It doesn't really get much done against the Scout, though. This Oracle openers are just very much, they're flexible. You get 1 Oracle, and then you can move into Quick Twilight, do maybe, say, Adept builds. That is something that Zhan has loved to do in the past. You go 2, and you get a 540 blink, or like a 6-minute blink. You get quicker blink, slower forge, or you go full hero style, triple Oracle, and you get +1 blink at the same time, and you just you put pressure on with that one. Bunch of different options, and for right now, as you said, well, I can't guarantee that Zhan's going to get 3, but I can promise you, Rushi, he's going to get at least 2.
Your promise better hold true, because that's still in production, and if it gets canceled, I'm gonna be sad. Oh, look at that! Actually grabs a larva. That's really interesting target to burn some energy on, but I suppose it's better than getting absolutely nothing. Raynor's Queen's in a really good position, actually parking one in the mineral line as well. Very well done. And then it's going to be a pretty quick transfer for Zoun. He's not going to see any more openings here for additional oracles, so he does throw down a Twilight Council. No Forge just yet, so that will be interesting to see if that develops in a standard sense, but grabbing his 3rd base as well. This seems to be a pretty normal laid-back opening for Zoun.
And that it is. We see Reynor going for +1 melee rather quickly. It does allow you to deal with these stalkers that are really such a problem for the Zerg players early. So it just means you're always going to be able to take that fight. But of course, Zoun, because he went for 2 oracles, not 3, as he actually runs the oracle right on through. Says, yes, my brother, let us join together in Zerg slaughter. But into the naturals you will go, and no Zergs to be slaughtered here. So try again somewhere else. Point being, though, because this is the double oracle opener, not the triple one, it is one that relies on quicker blink, slower upgrades. You have a little bit more pressure. It's a little bit more, I'm not going to say all in, but it's just a little bit more pressure forward rather than kind of more macro forward of triple Oracle. You get that +1 forward. You're pushed a little slower. So we're gonna have to see whether that works out for Zoun. Reynor, of course, he's building everything that he needs. +1 melee really solves a lot of these problems.
I'm wondering if he might be able to rescue that. Oh, it's gonna be so close. One shot. I think the stalker does walk around in the end, but that's a little mental win. He's gonna park it away. That's amazing. Wow, great save on that overlord. So it's gonna be layer timing, like you said, +1 melee just finishing up here. The Baneling Nest is 3/4 of the way done, and this is gonna be an opportunity for Zoun to really get out on the map, start pushing the creep spread back, because wow, at the 6-minute mark, already past the grass in the center. That's impressive.
And this is something Reynor's been really working on. I can't speak to Korea, but I know at least Steadfast was talking about this leading into Katowice, just really working on disgustingly good creep spread. Now, we do have to point out, it seems like Reynor, that's a really quick Evo chamber. Infestation pit, excuse me. Now Lings are going to look for this around here. Blink is done, though, so they're not going to be quite as effective as they might otherwise be. I'm really curious what that infestation pit is going to be. But for right now, Queen's on the right side, or left side. Lings on the right. And there we go. Big surround popping on in. So many stalkers are gonna go down. They're all so low, but more warping in. The gateway is not even done yet. Of course, there is no robo. The stalkers, they blink forward. This is how Reynor has been dying in this match. He just doesn't quite get the momentum that he needs, and blink stalkers are really, really good. But it looks like, as you said, I guess Banelings, they got a lot of worker damage into the third base.
7 workers. Yep.
Okay. So Ling's now going for that run by as well, and the longer this goes on, the worse it is for Zoun now that he's taking that economic damage. Ling's looking for this around there, getting on top of some stalkers on the left side, but really, Rushi, there's not a lot of Lings just right now, but it seems like it will be enough as now the Queen's push forward. Oracle number 1 is not going to go down. There it is, and the stalkers, they got to blink back, blink back, blink back. There's just nowhere for them to go. So this is just a hatch block, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was both of them that moved at the same time, and I went, cannons, no, not a chance. But okay, and then I was right, not a chance.
It was not a cannon, it was a cannot.
It is. It's really just like it just smacks the wall and it splats everywhere and it just like slides down, and I have to look at it and go, well, that's a thing.
Yeah, you know, luckily it's mostly compost.
Oh, we stand an environmentally friendly man.
An environmentally friendly connoisseur of bad jokes.
Yes. As long as it doesn't hurt the environment, it just hurts my soul.
Yep.
Like that would be fine.
Plenty of banana peels because I just gotta slip them right on in there.
Oh my God. What the? Oh, this is what I gotta work with, folks. Man, it's been a while since we've casted together, BeoMulf. This has been a good time.
And I sense it's gonna be a long while still until we do it again.
Oh shoot, Sushi, I'm busy all the days BeoMulf's available. What the heck?
You're like,
How does that work?
I would rather go down, curl up in my van, down by the river, than work with this man.
That's a good reference. Telling me I'm gonna end up in a van down by the river in this economy, that'd actually be like a plus. People would be like, sign me up.
Have you heard of van life?
Give me a house?
Have you heard of van life? He just was a little bit ahead of his time.
Oh, dude, if you've seen some of like the cool ways that people will like overhaul buses or like really big minivans, like those things are nice. If I wasn't 6'8" and like just ungodly tall, like I'd consider doing something like that. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I ran into a couple on when I was traveling up to Toronto. I took a route like through like Vermont, New York that took me to Niagara. So, you know, we stopped at like random farm stands and things and saw plenty of those camper vans. And actually a friend of mine, he refit just a regular van, not like a camper van built for a camper van, to do the van life thing all summer, which was pretty cool. Him as the adept into the natural, not going to get much of anything. Does it get a kill? Did it get a drone? Oh, it did. Okay. Now I'm going to one drone. And that's just my key to go to drone on and on.
He's only building 2 drones though, so 3. Okay, never mind.
Well,
it's acceptable now.
You know, in bagpipes, the the sound they make. So like it is called. It's just a drone.
Are you literally going to tell the music teacher a music fact?
Yes, yes. This is how I connect with you, Rushi. This is how I apologize. I give you slam dunk references just for you. Although we tried that once and it did not work well at all.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's fair. I did not set that one up appropriately. Is this Oracle going to get any good damage done? It does check to see if there's a pocket third base. Does not find anything of major interest here, but is going to find a few workers. Does get one, does grab two, is going to get out with low health, but two workers, not terrible. Did it get a spot on that evolution chamber? Oh, it actually does force the depths in as well, so that's a bit of a nice point. Now, normally the natural being evacuated, kind of a big deal, but remember that that's the third base now, so that's not too crazy. There weren't that many workers there. So now it is going to be Twilight into Robo as well. Third base going to go down in the pocket, and it feels as if this is just going to boil into a normal game, but I'm not sure if that's to Zoun's favor, if that's the case.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be Charge That Archon timing coming in from Zoun at this point, which is a build that you talk to Scarlet, she's gonna say, you know what, that actually is more painful to deal with than the hero style, because while we did see Reynor just smash that kind of hero style aside, again, poor execution there from Zoun more than anything, or Reynor just executing better. This style, it runs counter to how Zergs are countering the hero style, right? You get charged, you get a couple Archons. Well, Lings, even with +1, they don't deal with all that one all that well. He just transfused the creep tumor, Rushi. What the?
I'm not sure that I've ever actually seen that done. That's actually kind of cool.
I didn't know you could do that. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It has health, it's the structure, but Reynor.
Yeah.
Reynor.
Yeah, it is biological, it is a structure. That is true. That's very cool. Is it the greatest use of energy? Some will say yes in this case, others probably not.
Well, if you think about it, right? You know what it was? It was because the creep tumor was spreading a creep tumor. So he was going to miss out on a lot more creep. But if you think about it, it transfuses 50 energy and spread creep is 25. So you could have 2 creep tumors for the price of 1. I don't think it's worth it, but it is absolutely like it is a flexing move in the extreme.
Oh, well, here's a flex. Warping in the back of the natural here. Going to get in some more of these charge lots. You called it, my friend. You called it. Charge lots coming in here to cause some chaos. A decent amount of deflection here. Good queen coverage by Reynor. What's Reynor's queen count at right now? 8. That's actually a pretty solid amount. And that is doing a nice job of boxing these units out. Roaches are now going to be added into the fun. Glitter Reconstitution being researched as well. Baneling Nest going down. It feels like Reynor has all of the keys to success here to try and mitigate this, but he is going to have to put a little bit of effort into protecting this 4th base. He's going to get that as well. Wow, he's just everywhere on the map right now.
No, he really is, and I guess the read there is because it was only a single Oracle, but he got a Roach Warren. Last game, no Roach Warren. He says, you know, I know what I'm dealing with this game. No, he does need that. He does need to make sure he can defend the Zealots. And now as we do have the Archons on the field, an Immortal as well. This army from Zoun is not unimpressive, but he's not doing the heavy pressure version of this build. The 7:30 timing, we just warp in a ton of stuff, or the 7-minute timing, warp in a ton of stuff. 2 Archons, a bunch of charge less, and that is your game plan. No, there's a 4th base on the way, and he's got disruptors on the way behind this. So at the very least, Zoun has a game where he's going to look to try to develop himself past that point. He's like, we're going to find this warp prism. It's going to be about 3 shots to knock it down. 1, 2. I was wrong. It was 4 shots. Anyway, Warp Prism does go down, 4 Zealots in tow, and now on the north side, feels like Zoun just got to back up here. Yeah, he supply blocks Reynor slightly, but with no ability to really reinforce and really nothing to distract Reynor, that push was never going to work.
Well, and just taking out that Warp Prism frees up so much of his brain to be able to do other things. And Reynor's a pretty good multitasking kind of guy. So the fact that he's got one less thing now to worry about is incredibly good. Look how close this Stasis Ward is to these queens. This would be just like the silliest thing to catch all sorts of queens. 3 of them do get caught. So that is not as bad as it could have been. That is going to slow down a little bit of the creep spread, but that is going to be something that Reynor has to keep an eye out for. If all of a sudden a big chunk of his army gets tied up in some of these different stasis wards that are parked in different spots, that is going to cause problems here. +1 just now finishing up for Zoun, as well as he's getting his disruptor count on the way. He's got 2 already. Looks like he's got at least 1 more in production.
He does. I like the, oh man, this spine positioning from Reynor is so fantastic. Sitting here behind the mineral line like that. Zealots just do not get onto that. It just does not work. So now Reynor getting ready to make his pressure happen, to find his truth on map 2. Baileys are not yet done though. Disruptors are going to get a lot of them. And on the right side as well, gets a couple roaches. I believe gets a Ravager. So this push from Reynor that he wants to hit, it's slowed down just a little bit. This +2 timing is not going to be quite as crisp as it would otherwise be, but Disruptors, at least 2 of them, they're done on shots for the moment. 3rd one joins the fray, and these Banelings, now they're ready. But there's not a lot that these Banelings will actually kill in this army. They're like 3 Zealots. It's mostly Archon, Disruptor, Immortal, and Rushi. I'm sure you know, how well do Banelings kill Archons and Immortals and things like that?
They love to give Archons hugs, but, you know, they don't do great. It's like some ungodly number, isn't it? Like 13 or 14 Banelings to kill an Archon?
I don't even know.
Something disgusting like that.
I just know the answer is more than I care to spend.
Yeah, way too many. Ooh, okay, that ended up being okay. 2nd stasis trap is just going to catch a few Zerglings. That actually ends up being about the best case scenario. Those Zerglings aren't worth really getting too upset over. And it is going to provide at least a little bit of scouting information up at the top of the ramp for Reynor. He's going to be able to see what's kind of in that army. And it is just a ton of Archons. In fact, it's 9. And he gets some of those Zerglings out. What a guy.
Yeah, I do like what I'm seeing from Reynor here with the Hive on the way. Disruptor shot's going to go out. Good, decent splits from Reynor, but even still loses a lot of them. Disruptor shot. Oh, good. He's able to target the Disruptor down, but even still, this army from Zoun is a problem that Reynor is going to have to find a way to deal with now on this side of the map, because Zoun has been able to find his way onto Reynor's side of the map here. Reynor's not going to have the benefit of being able to build multiple armies to defend. So Banelings are roll in. 20 roaches are on the way, couple lings as well. And I think we're going to see at least one base go down for Reynor if he's not able to really forge some miracle. Big force fields right there will make it hard for the Banelings to make their connections. Disruptor shot really not going to get much of anything. 2nd one goes off. Good splits there for Reynor. Doesn't get anything either. And now things starting to get a little bit more problematic. Now, of course, no Banelings in this army, but you don't really need Banelings in this army. It's all about the roaches and the Ravagers and the Queens. So the Queens run forward. We're starting to see these Archons get popped. The bile does not even hit this army from Reynor, though it looked like it might. And now here's a Disruptor shot going out, but Reynor is on creep. Still 4 roaches do go down, and this army from Reynor that looked from Zoun that looked so scary is not there anymore.
It's been base. Yeah, the base didn't even go down. He protected the whole base there on the bottom side. It looks like Zealots on the right-hand side as well. And those are not finding the damage. And there's only 1 Spine Crawler over on the right-hand side helping deflect some of the damage from that Warp Prism. So that's actually like an incredible hold here for Reynor, because I agree with you. I was expecting at least one of those bases to go down, and that probably would have been fine. Disruptor shot does get picked off there at the last second, so those roaches are going to be allowed to continue pushing forward. But the fact that Reynor is able to limit the amount of damage that he has so far, it has just been very, very impressive. Zoun has played a pretty solid game. He's not really given up any major errors at this point, but unfortunately Reynor has just outgrown him, and he's outplayed him at this point. And Zoun is trying to find as much damage as humanly possible, but 188 to 147 is going to be a very tough hill to climb.
That it will. So these Zealots on the left side, they're not getting much of anything. Zealots on the right side, not getting much. As the Banelings morph right into them. There we go. Good trades for Reynor. Really the best trades he bought. He gave him free surround. Disruptor shot is going to show up, but again, Reynor just kind of runs away. This Oracle doing what it can, but there's only 1 Disruptor in this game, so there's really not a lot for it to keep the army of Reynor back. As now Zoun toying around with that 100 supply mark. Reynor toying around with maxing out, but Zoun says it's fine. You give me 5 minutes, I'll build some carriers. Rushi, I don't think that the carriers will be out in enough number in time to really impact this game all that much.
He's got Chronos at the pocket 3rd. Chrono! Look at it go! Now it'll only take 4.5 minutes.
Well, you know, not really going to work out all that well. As Banelings, they come rolling forward once again. Disruptor shots. They're going to hit something, I guess. But shield battery overcharge. It's doing something, but of course the pylons did. Oh, that's a big disruptor shot, though. Maybe, I mean, okay. Xiao is not in that great spot. Banelings connecting onto Archons because it does not really matter anymore what happens. There is no shield battery overcharge to really keep this alive. Banelings into the 4th base, or I guess this is the 5th, actually. Zhao only on 40 workers. He lost the 5th base. And he's losing a bunch of stat defense as well. Now, of course, Reynor, it takes him a little bit to remax here. He's actually got a Spire on the way because he does see these carriers. But
I didn't say there's 2 carriers in the game. GG! GG because of the carriers, right?
Yeah,
Reynor!